Hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from Kiss 106 and 103gbfrocks.com. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting, Jerry Sparkplug Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Good morning, Rob. I like today's gimmick. That's good. Sparky Plug.
Hi, my name's Sparky Plug. I'm Jerry Sparky Plug.
You got 24 hours to learn how to fight, bitch.
Right there. That's where I'm going to hit you. Or, I'm sorry, I think he made an X.
Yeah, I made an X on Kevin Nash's head.
That guy was awesome.
Bob Ollie, man.
I mean, like zero good matches in his career, but God, I read his book cover to cover. I think it might be the most recent wrestling book I've read, sadly, but I cannot give it enough thumbs up. That book was so much fun.
So I haven't read the book, but I listened to the Conrad and Bruce podcast where they talked about the book, and I need to read the book. Like, it's just good.
It's a real fun time. So good morning, everybody. Sorry we're a day late this time, but we had some scheduling stuff yesterday, but it's never too late to talk wrestling, is it, Jer?
No, and I apologize. Much like June and your Tuesdays in June were all honked up, my Wednesdays in July, because it's Spaghetti Wednesday at Del Grosso's, and so I've got to be there at a water park in 95-degree heat eating hot ravioli.
Nothing says theme park food like spaghetti in 95-degree weather.
Although I don't know. I mean, they're known nationwide for their sauce. Do you guys have Del Grosso's spaghetti sauce in the grocery stores in Evansville, Indiana?
Not that I know of. If someone wants to correct me, please go ahead. But I do know them from when I lived in Pennsylvania.
Right. I mean, I went to school with the Del Grossos. They're from Tipton. They're from where I'm from, and they make the Del Grosso sauce, and they have an amusement park. So why wouldn't you hawk the sauce while people are going down the water slide?
Hashtag hawk the sauce.
Hawk the sauce. So those are my Wednesdays in July. If we can get it late on a Wednesday, cool. If not, we just do it the next day. So I appreciate you moving stuff around for me, pal.
Oh, Jared, I'm more than happy to. You move around more than I do, so thank you. Did you watch SmackDown?
I did watch SmackDown. I watched it with Evan, he's starting to get back into it. It's almost like he knows that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff are involved. Although now I'm reading that Eric Bischoff still wasn't involved this past week.
That wouldn't surprise me because SmackDown still felt very dull and very traditional to me.
Yes, it did. Although, if you're going to, I think I saw a lot of people complaining about how like it's supposed to be different, and there's still all this Shane McMahon stuff. Listen, it wasn't like Kevin Owens was going to give that pipe bomb, and then they were just going to never put Shane McMahon on TV again. They've got to work. It's a story now. We need to tell the story, and so Shane McMahon being all over SmackDown, it didn't bother me because the story allowed it. But at some point, we got to get away.
Shane McMahon is not the problem for me, and kind of piggybacking off of what you said. Look, the McMahons are really annoying in their authority position, especially when there's more than one at a time. Shane McMahon right now is really just a wrestler. And since get it, Jer.
I was trying to be subtle. I was at my hand down my pants.
So Shane McMahon is really just a wrestler at this point. And since he's appearing all the time and he's wrestling and the matches aren't quite as annoying as they usually are, I really think that people pointing to Shane McMahon as a problem are using that as a convenient excuse.
It's the writers are the problem, and some of the booking
Correct.
has been the problem. But I didn't think SmackDown was written poorly or all that bad this week. The town hall's clunky, and it did something that I know you don't like waterfalls, and we'll talk about that in a moment. I hate when they have everybody standing on the ramp, unless they're doing a salute to a dead superstar. Like I don't like having everybody out on the ramp. I think that it shows too much. The town hall I thought was kind of clunky, but at least they used it to build other feuds and stories throughout the night. So, wow, I didn't love that. I didn't hate it.
I guess I never really thought about it. I guess I don't think I hate it as much as you do when everyone's on the ramp, but I do think it should be used very sparingly for special occasions. But it does. The problem is like, okay, if you've got two wrestlers who hate each other's guts and they're both at the same place at the same time, they should probably be tearing each other apart, you know?
Right.
And that's not happening. So it is kind of undermining several feuds simultaneously.
Sure. Having Samoa Joe out there with Kofi Kingston or anyone else that he's sneak attacked
Great
over
example.
the last, he's one that I wouldn't bring out there. Bring some people out there, but there are some that shouldn't show up on that ramp.
Yeah, or maybe it just isn't necessary as often as we get it. But it's not like too terribly like a crutch right now, in my opinion.
And they have Roman Reigns standing on the same stage as Drew McIntyre. Like it didn't love it, but they used it. I see what they were doing. You know, Shane's got his butt kissers. He's got the Charlotte Flairs. And for the first time ever, it looks like they're going to use Buddy Murphy. Okay, sounds good. And he's going to be.
You know who jumped out at me as they're finally using?
Who?
Liv Morgan.
I like that, and I like what happened later when she's like rips the headset right off Corey Graves' head and says she's going to be real next time.
Yeah, that just seemed like that felt like when Paul Heyman started using Mike and Maria Kanellis, that it felt like Liv Morgan was about to get that kiss.
Yeah,
on SmackDown.
Here comes a repackage, and I'm okay with that.
I think she's got potential. I really do. I mean, she's very pretty, but she's got like that. It almost seems like we used to compare Alexa Bliss to kind of like that Harley Quinn type, but it seems like Liv Morgan is really pushing that button even harder.
And I haven't seen a big body of work, but her promos that I have seen have not been bad.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I agree with both parts. I haven't seen a ton of her work, and everything I've seen has been fine.
And I think the Riot Squad has come and gone. I mean, like it looked like three parts that didn't even fit together, because you've got Sarah Logan, who looks like she would have a better time with the Viking experience than, and then you've got Liv Morgan, who is like Harley Quinning out, and then Ruby Riott, who's just doing her thing.
Now that you mention it, when's the last time we've seen Ruby Riott?
I don't know. WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania.
Is she hurt?
I don't know.
Can anyone tell me? Because Ruby Riott seemed like she was doing stuff, and I haven't even thought about her since WrestleMania. And I think Jerry's right. I can't recall seeing her since.
Well, there are a lot of people that we haven't thought about since WrestleMania. Buddy Murphy being another one.
I'll tell you, I've at least thought of Buddy Murphy. I think he may be the high bar of cruiserweight champs.
Yeah, I just want to see him do something now on the regular roster, and if they're going to work him into doing something with Kevin Owens, it could be okay.
Boy, I didn't get that vibe, I guess, but I can see him working with somebody.
Well, he threatened Kevin Owens, but I think that was just to kiss Shane's butt. He said, "If you say my name again, I'm going to knock my name out of your mouth. I'm going to slap it out."
Oh yeah, I guess he did say that, didn't he? You know what? If you could have said, Rob, for $1 million, what was Buddy Murphy talking about during the town hall, I would have remembered that he talked, but I would not have been able to tell you what he said.
Well, he was also one of the lumberjack offs that came out at the end of the night. He was.
Oh, you get me sometimes, man. That was good.
Yeah, he was, though. He was one of them in the B team. It's like all the heels are now with Shane McMahon.
Right.
All the heels, and it's a very good guy, bad guy. But I didn't mind the town square as much as I thought I would. And then when Shane cuts off Kofi's mic, he's making no. Oh, I'm sorry, your mic doesn't work. Then Cesaro comes out, and this is what I like to see. The night just kind of moving along, and Cesaro asks for another fight with Aleister Black, which that match. How was their match on Extreme Rules? I didn't see Extreme Rules, but the match on SmackDown didn't seem long enough to do any good at all.
I described their match as not as good as I was expecting, but still good.
I thought it would be match of the night, or could be.
It wound up being the one I thought it would be, AJ and Ricochet, in my opinion.
Sure.
I would have even probably ranked the last man standing match between Braun and Bobby Lashley. I think given the circumstances, maybe better than Black and Cesaro, but maybe not.
I do plan on going back and watching Extreme Rules at some point, so I'll be able to give my opinion on that. What did you think of I thought we were going to see 50-50 booking, but we didn't.
I thought that we're suffering from the plague of SmackDown from a year ago. It was rematch city from Sunday. I just saw Aleister Black beat Cesaro. I just saw there was another rematch. Didn't we just? Yeah, we just saw Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. They put them on the pay-per-view.
They made that the main event.
Yeah, of SmackDown, right? And they were teasing another Joe and Kofi match, and I'm like, guys, I just watched all this.
I saw it already.
Yeah, so I didn't love that. Just felt unoriginal to me, and with the exception of Shane and Kevin, I didn't feel a lot of storylines progressed Tuesday night.
No, I mean they wrapped up the Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose thing with Ember Moon, but now Ember Moon's moving on to Bayley, and I don't care.
Yeah, this is something that I don't even register because I don't care.
Then we get to your waterfall promo that I knew you were going to hate, but I didn't like it either. New Day comes out, and now we get one, then we get the other, then we get the other.
Yeah, that was at least it was a short waterfall, but still a waterfall. The best was, so Joe came out. Who came out second? It was who came out between Orton and Elias. So Elias did the definition of a waterfall promo. It just came out real quick and then just like puts the mic down. So Randy Orton, it's as if like he's just waiting for Randy's cue.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. And then also stupid, I feel like philosophically or psychologically or whatever. So Joe's reason of being out there is to challenge Kofi for a rematch for the title, And then all these other people start piggybacking off of it, and it becomes a 6-man tag. That would piss off Joe in real life. Joe wanted the title, not a 6-man tag.
Right. And I liked it for a second when I thought that when Randy Orton was like, no, I'm good. I don't want a 6-man tag. I was like, there you go. That's what Joe should have done.
That's what Joe should have done, right?
But instead, and all you had to do was like make a joke about the Viper being limp, and he's like, oh, never mind. I'm going to fight you now. like is your ego that fragile?
Your Viper is limp. What did you say?
Oh, now I'm going to have to completely undo all my strategy. You did it. You've done it.
My Viper is hard, not limp.
My Viper goes all night. My Viper has venom, sprays venom all over town.
You're right. Yeah, it's just so funny in a wrestling kind of way.
I've got a virile venom, and it's well groomed.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about this because there really was nothing to remember. I was excited because they had been teasing all day a major career-changing announcement for Daniel Bryan. And I mean, I know he's a heel and stuff, but I was kind of wanting to hear what it was.
Yeah, but that was the beauty of it. I actually really liked this segment because I wanted to know what it was as well. And he's not going to tell us. And oh man, that was great. He came out, walked away, came back even more upset. Looked like he was crying. Gone. Back again. The crowd, and it was perfect. He played the crowd perfectly. Who knows what he was supposed to do? But the crowd just starts chanting for New Day. He just drops the mic. It was perfect. The crowd was part of that and didn't even mean to be. So I thought it was a very, very effective promo with no talking by Daniel Bryan whatsoever. What's he going to do?
I guess you're right. I mean, yeah, I guess I didn't like it, but I didn't like it from a Mark point of view, which is the right thing a heel should make me feel.
Right. I run into that a lot where like they did something really, it's like Brock Lesnar. They're doing something well, but I don't like what they're doing. It's not what I want. So I'm mad about it. But you're right. That's what stupid heels.
Stupid good heels.
Yeah. Oh, you're good at your job. You're not giving me what I want. I'm not satisfied.
Oh, it's funny. This is, I don't know why this reminded me of a story from Bruce's most recent podcast. Did you hear? I'm assuming you didn't. It was what was it? Oh, Fully Loaded 99.
Didn't.
I didn't even know this story. This is really funny. So I guess in 1999, there was an episode of America's Most Wanted, and there was a wanted criminal, and they're showing his picture, and I guess the guy looked just like Ray Traylor, the Big Boss Man. Okay, so like not even as like a joke, wrestling fans are calling America's Most Wanted like crazy to tell them, you know, that's the Big Boss Man. He's going to be, you know, here this weekend. You can pick him up there. He's going to be wrestling the Undertaker or whatever it was.
Talk about drawing a gate. Hey, that's probably the first time the Boss Man himself drew a gate. People are going to see the America's Most Wanted.
Well, and I didn't even know this. I didn't know that. So I guess the next week, WWE sent Boss Man to America's Most Wanted so that John Walsh could say, you guys can stop calling us now. We know we've looked into the Big Boss Man and it's not him. Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome. That's a couple of my favorite things all rolled into one. I mean, wrestling from the 80s and the 90s and America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
If they could have worked in Unsolved Mysteries at the same time, I'd have been in pig crap heaven.
So I like that story from he's had some good episodes here lately. He's been rebounding a bit.
Because he's probably heard that like people are bailing on him because it's, you know, you've got to give content.
The good recent ones to me, I guess the big one I would go with King of the Ring 94 is a really fun episode because not only is it a legendarily bad pay-per-view, which I never felt that way until they were talking about it. I always kind of liked it.
Which one is it?
King of the Ring 94. It's the one where Owen Hart wins.
Okay.
And Art Donovan is on commentary. And I don't know if you've ever heard it, but the commentary is just it's the worst. It's poor Randy Savage and I believe Gorilla Monsoon and this local celebrity who knows nothing about wrestling, and he's super old. And like all he ever does is like ask Randy what a wrestler weighs. Like how this is a big guy. What's this guy weigh? Jared, I mean, you need to watch it just for how bad it is.
Yeah. Now I have to watch that.
And there's some great stuff that happens in there. But anyway,
I haven't been listening to the Bruce ones. I've been listening to the JR ones, and I'm on Great American Bash 1990. That's a good one.
I want to hear those in Bischoff so bad, but my OCD isn't letting me. I had to finish other stuff first. I have to go in order.
You got to get through.
Yeah. So,
and not to mention, when all the wrestling's done, I know you still have Howard Stearns to catch up on.
That's still first and foremost for me. So, and those are, you know, more topical, like they're what's going on now, and I'm a month behind on those.
Jeez.
So,
and he's only doing 3 shows a week, right?
Correct.
At least it's easier to catch up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and the one thing I've noticed most about Bruce, since he's been back with WWE in an official capacity, is they've gotten shorter, which again isn't bothering me, but that's the biggest thing I've noticed.
Sure.
Oh yeah, and there was one where he watched a Nitro, and that was cool because you got a lot of thoughts on guys he doesn't usually talk about.
Okay.
So yeah, may want to go back and visit those if you want to.
Maybe take a peek at those. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure what else there is to cover from SmackDown.
On SmackDown, we're to the main event now. I love what they're doing with Kevin Owens. I love the beginning of SmackDown. I didn't mention that, like the whole banning Kevin Owens from the building thing. The whole thing's good.
I was confused about something. Maybe I missed it.
Okay.
If he was banned from the building, why was Dolph allowed to have him back in the building?
Because they lifted the ban. Because remember, Shane said because Dolph said, let me do this. And he was like, you know what? Get him back in here. Because he was pissed. Shane was pissed. He would not only taken the worst stunner I've ever seen in my entire life, but then he took a real one right after. And he wanted him to come back in.
McMahon's take bad stunners.
That was a bit. Did you know what I mean? You know which one I'm talking about.
I'll go back and check it out. But
it was so bad that the WWE has edited it from their sites, their YouTube and their page. So you have to have it on your TV if you're going to see it.
This is why SmackDown needs to be live. Because when you polish it, I don't care.
I don't want it polished. I want to see some screw-ups.
That's why people like Raw. It's always live. And SmackDown has been for a while now, but if it's going to be taped, I just don't care.
Yeah, do not care. Hey, happy birthday, Carlos Colon Sr.
Happy birthday, my mom.
Happy birthday, Al Snow, Mandy Rose, and I was going to say happy birthday to Nancy. Yes,
I believe you. I saw you wish your happy birthday on Facebook.
That was the big birthday. But I wasn't giving. I was giving her top billing. I thought Joey Mercury and Al Snow needed to come first.
I figured you would have overlooked Mom, so I just jumped you there.
It's never gonna happen. Your mom is the best. She's so sweet, and she makes me laugh on social media in an unconventional way.
My mom will oftentimes drop in on the show through the phone, and I have never heard a bad word about every time listeners come up to me and say how much they love when I have my mom on.
Yeah.
It's the management likes when she's on. It's always just been a real slam dunk whenever Mom contributes.
Oh, it always is. I like how not a post can go by on Facebook where she's got a comment.
And she not just like moms, like it's anyone in her news feed. I think that she thinks it's kind of like email or a text or something where you're supposed to respond to it.
Yeah.
She can't let one go that she doesn't comment on.
No, it could be one word like beautiful or what a nice family. But she's got to let you know that she saw it and she wants to respond.
I remember one time one of my cousins or a niece or something put something very pop culture up. It made no sense to Mom, but it made sense to a young person. I don't remember what she wrote, but I remember that it registered with me. And my mom's comment was, "I don't know what this means, but good for you." And it's just that's a really good example of something you're not supposed to comment on. If you don't understand it, just keep scrolling.
Move past it.
Just keep going. But you can't do it, pal.
But it's never any negativity. I see a lot of people our parents' age, and they can't help but get negative and argue on Facebook with people. Mm-hmm. And your mom never gets involved with any of that low road stuff.
Well, Mom's an angel, so I don't know why she would bother with that.
She is an angel.
So, all right, guys, I wish we had more to cover from Tuesday, but I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Jared, thank you so much. I think the next time we're going to talk to everybody would be Tuesday. Yeah, we're going to miss Jinder Mahal's birthday tomorrow. That's a bummer. Oh, sorry, Jinder. Have fun, pal. I'm stuck in I'm looking at all the birthdays now. Well, Jerry's, while he was looking at his birthdays, I'm going to wish everyone a happy weekend, a happy Friday tomorrow. And like I said, we'll be back Tuesday with a new episode of Post to Post. Talk that sauce. Right there. That's where I'm going to punch you.